Mr. Merlino. Mr. Merlino.
The chair has the
preventing the public from
The chair has the floor.
participating in the meeting.
You're out of order.
One person at a time.
Out of order. Mr. Prince, you're out of order, totally.
Mr. Lamo, in order to maintain order, can we please mute folks until it's their time to speak? Council President, is that okay with you? Would you like to mute folks until it's time to speak?
Okay.
How would you like to go about doing that?
Again, I got to object. How can you possibly determine when somebody's turn to speak?
Mr. Quinlick, would you please quiet
Mr. O'Toole, I'm
down?
addressing the president. Mr. President, how can you possibly determine?
I'm not going to answer your question because you're out of order. When you get in order, I will listen to you, okay?
Right.
Period.
Mr. Lamo, please mute the folks who are, when they're speaking out of turn, and let Councilman George Loebman into the meeting. Council President just said that he was out of order. Please restore order and mute the folks who are speaking over Council President. Everyone will get a chance to speak at the appropriate time. We have 500 people and God knows how many people watching on YouTube. Let's maintain decorum and look professional here. Let's follow the rules of order. Please.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to find a George Loebman to add him. Not finding him at this point.
Okay.
Well, there are a lot of other folks here. So if someone's requesting to come into the meeting, let's let the councilman in the meeting and let's mute the folks who are speaking over Council President, maintain decorum and order in this meeting.
All right, we're going to move on to the minutes.
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Move the minutes.
On to the minutes. I have
I'm not recognizing you, Mr. Quinlick, at this time. I'm sorry. Okay.
Chair, move the minutes, please.
You cannot mute.
I'm not recognizing you at this time, sir.
You cannot mute a city
I
council.
am not recognizing
Mr.
you
Quinlick,
at this
will you
time.
please desist?
Ms. O'Toole,
You're
I'm
way
addressing
out
the
of
Council
order.
President. Mr. President, I have something
not
to read
listening to
before
you.
we go forward. Something that pertains to participants of the meeting.
We move the minutes, please.
If this was-
I second to move the minutes.
Roll call.
Again, I object.
Roll call.
That's something that pertains
Roll call the meeting.
to the voting members of this council that should be read.
Mike, please
before
take
we
it.
proceed.
Please take the vote on the minutes, please.
Motion for the minutes was made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Nivison. Councilman Lamb?
Yes.
Councilman Nivison?
Yes.
Councilman Sikosi?
I object and I vote no.
Councilman Loebman? Councilman Quinlisk?
Council members, I raised a point of order regarding information on the eligibility of
boy.
Mayor Roderick and Councilwoman O'Toole to participate in this meeting. Specifically, it appears that both Mayor Roderick and Ms. O'Toole have been issued notices of violation by local finance board and been fined by the local.
You are
finance
out of order, Mr.
Chairman,
Quinlick. You
this
are
was supposed
out
to
of
happen
order. This is
at the
not
end of
the
roll call and
time for
prevented me
this.
from doing
This
this.
is not
out
the
of
time
order.
for this. I'm going to talk over you just like you're talking over me, okay?
If they
I
are
am the
not
president of this
talking in this
council.
meeting-
A little respect. You are disrespectful,
I'm-
sir.
I called your
You are
attention.
disrespectful.
I'm reading a statement
You
that
are-
precludes
you
two
are-
people from participating
you
in
are
this meeting.
disrespectful
You
to
are
the
being
president
disrespectful
of
by
the
cutting off a
council.
sitting councilman, sir.
President,
I understand that there are consequences to these violations.
Mr. Limo,
I
please mute
understand
Mr.
consequently,
Quinlick right now.
consequently,
Right now.
consequences
Right
can
now.
include removal,
He's out of
suspension,
order.
and other discipline
Anthony,
this is
now.
correct. To prevent the integrity
Anthony,
of the council's
mute
action,
him
I move to
now.
suspend Mayor Roderick and Ms. Councilman O'Toole from the township positions without pay, pending a hearing by the proper authorities.
Are you
to
having
issue
fun,
an
Mr.
appropriate
Quinlick?
discipline.
Are you having fun? Are you proud of yourself?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
You don't. That's exactly right. You do not know what you're talking about, Councilman O'Toole.
No, you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, get the
Wait,
smirk
Matter of
off your
record.
face.
Matter of record.
Make
I object to this meeting.
a motion to pause the meeting.
Motion to pause the meeting.
Motion to pause the meeting.
You have
Motion to pause the meeting.
you have a second?
You're not going to get it. No, he's the council president and I'm the mayor.
Second.
When it's his turn to speak, if he's going to speak over.
Meeting is paused.
And
What did she
you
say?
have to mute him.
What did she say? Meeting is what? Closed?
You're not.
Pause.
The council president just gave you a directive. Otherwise, we're going to cancel the meeting and then we'll take this up at another time. You have to mute somebody when they are out of order. Otherwise, this is gonna not work properly. You can't hijack an entire meeting.
We're off the air, Jim.
You ready to do that or not?
They took our pictures down.
Oh, no, I'm still up. At least on my computer, man. You're up.
You were taking the roll call on the minutes, Mike.
Right.
Okay. Last vote I have is from Councilman Nivison. He voted yes. Councilman Quinnis, what is your vote on the meeting minutes from January 18th?
Yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole.
Excuse me for a second. Sorry. I was muted before for whatever reason and couldn't get back in. Are we up public right now?
Yes.
Is the public admitted to this? So we're completing the roll call on the minutes, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Very good. Thank you.
Council Vice President O'Toole.
Yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes. At this time, I'm not aware of any resolutions or presentations. Can we proceed with the reading of the ordinances?
Moving to item 7, ordinance of the Township Council, the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing section 477-70, schedule 12, stop intersections of chapter 477, vehicles and traffic of the Township Code to include the placement of stop signs on Hickory Hill Road at the intersection of Hickory Hill Road and Harbor View. This is a first
So
reading.
moved.
Second.
Council President, does this mean that my
Roll call.
request to have
Sorry,
Mayor
Jim.
and O'Toole removed from the meeting because
Roll
they
call,
are
please.
in violation of local finance board is
Roll call. Go ahead, Mike, please.
A motion is made by Councilwoman O'Toole and seconded by Councilman Lamb. Council Vice President O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilman Sikosi,
I abstain.
Councilman Loebman, Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk. He's muted.
All on three-way with Lamb.
Council President, again, Ms. O'Toole and Mr. Roderick
We are
should be
trying to
removed
take
from this
roll
meeting.
call on an
You cannot
ordinance at this
ignore
time,
this.
Mr. Quinlisk.
You cannot
We're
ignore
trying to
this.
take
If he's
roll
out of
call.
order, he needs to be muted when he's out of order, as well as anyone else. If they're out of order, we need to maintain decorum and conduct the meeting, and he can't hijack the council meeting. We have a lot of people here.
Please
We're
continue.
accommodating a lot of people. You have to wait your
Please,
turn to
please
speak.
continue the vote, please, clerk. Mike,
I will need a vote from Councilman Quinlisk.
I don't think that's going to happen right now. Move on.
Okay.
to the clerk.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Yes, sir. No, you're not up.
Item 8 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing section 477-70, schedule 12, stop intersections, chapter 477, vehicles and traffic of the Township Code, stop signs installed on Yorktown Boulevard and Mount Carmel Boulevard, all approaches. This is a first reading.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
A motion is made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Nivison. Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Sikosi,
Abstain.
Councilman Loebman,
Move on.
Councilman Quinlisk,
Yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole,
Wake up.
I think you're muted.
she is muted. Council Vice President,
Say yes.
Yes.
Can you hear her, Mike?
yes. Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Oh, say yes.
Moving on to item 9, it's an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing section 477-79, schedule 21, speed limits of chapter 477, vehicles and traffic of the Township Code, reducing the speed limit on Hobson's Boulevard, speed reduced to 25 miles per hour for the entire length, and remove zone 1 and zone 2. This is a first reading.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
A motion is made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Nivison. Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Sikozi,
Abstain.
Councilman Loebman. No.
He's absent.
Councilman
Stop
Quinlisk.
calling-
There has
Council-
got to be a violation here. I'm pleading with council to weigh in on this.
We had a
Mr.
legal
McGuckin,
opinion.
Mr. McGuckin,
What's
could
the
you
issue?
please
I'm sorry,
weigh in
there's a
on
vote.
this from first, Councilman
There's a roll call.
Quinlisk, and let him know what's going on here?
Can we
And
please-
please instruct him to maintain order and decorum.
There's a roll call on ordinance number 9 on the agenda. It was moved and seconded. We're taking a roll call on the introduction of that ordinance.
Councilman Quinlisk, what is your vote?
Councilman Logan, we did not hear his vote.
They're working on getting him into the meeting. His vote is
Not
not
been cast.
present right now. So
His vote has not been cast.
We have a quorum.
That's correct.
I vote yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole,
Yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Item 10 is an ordinance to the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing section 477-79, schedule 21 speed limits of chapter 477 vehicles and traffic of the Township Code, reducing the speed limit on Yorktown Boulevard, speed reduced to 25 miles per hour for the entire length. This is a first reading.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
A motion is made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Nivison. Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Sikozi.
Abstain.
I believe Councilman Logan is still not in the meeting. Councilman Quinlisk,
Yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole,
Yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Item 11 is an ordinance to the Township Council, Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing section 48-6 of the Township Code to create the Division of Zoning, Planning, and Property Maintenance, and repealing section 48-8. This is a first reading.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
A motion is made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Nivison. Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Sikozi,
No.
Councilman Logan is still not with us. Councilman Quinlisk,
I'd have to first ask who's going to be in charge of this new division and what is the justification for changing all this in the first place?
would you like me to weigh in on it since it's
I think the
administrative?
council president is supposed to answer the.
Well, it is
sorry,
just a
I'm
first
very-
reading. It's a first reading, actually. So
It's a first reading.
There's no change to the head of the department.
And what's the
Please take a vote.
justification for changing the department?
Well, if you'd like, I could explain that to you. We eliminated an unnecessary position. So
Again,
now the
isn't
head of
this the- isn't this
sanitation,
the
the head
council
of
president's
roads,
job to explain these things?
well, it's an
His agenda and
administrative
his
thing.
meeting?
Then you're really not interested in the reason?
No,
So
I
why
didn't
ask if you don't want the answer to the
Excuse me.
question?
I do want the answer, but I did not.
Never
ask
mind, I'm
you.
going to step out.
Excuse me, it's
I-
the first reading.
Thank you.
I would just
It
take
is-
the vote.
It is Councilman,
Please take
it
the
is
vote.
Councilman Coleman's
Take the vote.
meeting.
This is the first reading. You can debate that at the next meeting. Please.
That's not the way it goes.
Well, I'm sorry. Doesn't
My
go.
vote is no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Council Vice President O'Toole,
Okay.
Yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Item 12 is an ordinance to the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending the administrative code of the Township of Toms River so as create a division of public works within Chapter 40, entitled Division of Administration, and repeal Chapter 54 in its entirety. This is a final reading.
Motion to permanently table.
second.
Uh,
Roll call, please.
A motion to permanently table this ordinance was made by Council Vice President O'Toole and seconded by Councilman Lamb. Council Vice President O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Lamb,
Yes.
Councilman Sikozi,
Yes.
Councilman Logan, no. Councilman Nivison,
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk,
I have to object to this ordinance because it seems to be a step backward. Sometime after Hurricane Sandy, we merged the departments to make it more efficient, better use of resources. It seems like a step backward, and I cannot find the justification in it. My vote is no.
Councilman Quinlisk, this is a motion to table the ordinance indefinitely. Your vote is no.
To table it, yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
All right. Item 12 has been tabled indefinitely.
Sorry, that was the old one.
Yeah.
Item 13 is an ordinance of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, amending and supplementing the Township Code to establish the divisions of roads and sanitation within Chapter 40, Department of Administration. 2, to repeal Chapter 54, Department of Public Works in its entirety. And 3, place the division of parks, buildings, and grounds under the Department of Recreation. This is a final reading.
Move the ordinance. Second.
This is a final reading. There
Yeah,
is a public hearing.
Public hearing first.
All right, let's, public hearing. Anybody would like to speak to this ordinance? Not hearing anybody.
Council President, if you see a hand raised, you need to request they be unmuted.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If there are hands raised, then unmute them.
Are you raising your hand? I'm sorry, I couldn't see it. Oh, you just disappeared. James Dawson?
No, I have nothing to say. Thank you.
No, they're not asking you to listen.
No. Trying to get a hold of the community member that wants to say something.
I would just like to clarify, if you guys have a second, it was supposed to be
Janet
Detective
Lang?
Tony Loebman that would,
Excuse me, Mayor. Janet Lang?
I'm sorry about that.
IT gentleman needs to unmute the people that are raising their hand. We went over this. We went over this.
You have to unmute the wish to speak.
There's feedback on you, Mr. Coleman.
I know, I'm trying to get the gentleman to unmute the people who wish to speak.
Just wait patiently. It'll get taken care of. Just everybody nice and patient. And we'll wait for Tony to unmute the folks who are looking to speak. Do we know who's looking to speak? That's supposed to be taken care of by Tony Lamo.
I believe he's currently with Councilman Loebman trying to get him in.
Can we?
Hello, everyone. I have Councilman George Loebman here under Infotech.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Actually,
Oh, great. This is public comment, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not on the agenda.
We're on public comment for the ordinance number 13.
I mean, is this the time where I can talk about the tunnels?
No.
Oh, okay.
You have to speak to the ordinance, which is number 13.
I said we have that problem where the Jews are in the tunnels where they suck the babies' penises.
Can we deal with the ordinance number 13, please?
Tony, you got to cut the meeting. Cut it. You got to cut the meeting. You got to cut the meeting.
I don't.
Is this the time to ask about that?
No.
Please mute that individual. So I feel like we're not
think it's a
having
serious
the appropriate
problem.
tech support right now. We could
It's a
always
serious
make the
problem.
meeting another day, but
Jews
we are
use the
supposed to
basement.
have the proper
You
tech
tell them in the
support.
synagogues, you should
Someone's
do
supposed to be
something
muting
illegal.
and unmuting people who ask questions. If
You can't make them
anyone
rude.
is obscene, they need to be permanently removed.
That's not
So
obscene.
we'll take care of the technical issues at
What
another
is
time.
public comment?
No, we're going to have to.
We can't get the people that want to speak unmuted.
Would we get through 13? Okay, so
We didn't get through 13. We're on.
Can we get a? We're
I'll mute myself.
Council-
Go ahead, Dan.
Council President,